On in, everybody. I see some people are on here. Who's in here? Josh was in here earlier, an hour and a bit ago. And Yogi Hollow's here. Hi, Lisa. Angela's here. Hi, Angela. Everybody, Angela is my neighbor down the road. So, pretty cool story. The cat's going nuts over there. As you all know, for anybody who's followed my channel, I was not born, but raised from an early age in this very house, and we bought it off my parents. And Angela lives down the road with her husband, who was raised through the better part of his childhood in that home, and they bought it off his parents. And they have two boys that are similar in age to our two of our three boys. So really cool connection that we made to have two people really have lived similar experiences up in the same neighborhood. So everyone say hi to Angela, my neighbor. And who else do we have in here? Tina. Tina's waiting. Blessed and Beautiful Homestead. Tina and Joe have a YouTube channel that's been hugely successful. Congratulations to you guys. They hit 1,000 subs. I don't want to get that wrong. Anyway, lots of subs for them. Hey, Fowler Family Farm, how's it going? Mike and Tanya. Josh is here. Alicia, Country Mama Musings. Welcome, everybody. So, Angela, I think you and I are the only Canadians in the house tonight because all our fine friends are in the States. Happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. So we've been back in Canada for 5 full years and a bit now, and we don't actively celebrate Memorial Day weekend. Up here in Canada, we have what's called Victoria Day weekend, which is our Canadian May long weekend, and we, of course, celebrate that. But every time Memorial Day comes around, you know, we still kind of feel like we should celebrate it somehow because we were in the States for so long. So what are you guys all doing for Memorial Day weekend? I'm excited to hear. Let me know. A lot of you guys are homesteaders and farmers, so I'm sure you're doing a lot of projects, business as usual, but let me know. James, Mahalo Ranch. Everyone say hi to James. And Kelly, Roost and Rescue. We got a lot of people in here now. Good to see you all. Thank you so much for coming. Really excited to see you guys visit with you tonight. So our news is yesterday we got our Cornish hens processed. We started out with 55 and we ended up with 47 when all was said and done. Who all's raised Cornish hens? I know a lot of you guys have. A lot of you guys have. I've seen your videos. Cornish crosses are very unhealthy birds. I've talked about this on another live. We won't get into that. But anyway, we had a few losses. Really, really good. What's the word? Oh, my brain turned off. What do you call it, guys, when you, not the, like the processed weight. What is it? Dressed weight. Dressed weight. We had huge birds. Some of them were almost 8 pounds. Most of them dressed out at about 5 or 6, which I was very happy with. I was very careful not to overfeed mine, or I tried to. I didn't want them to die of heart attacks, which Cornish hens are famous for dying instantly of congestive heart failure, which of course is my work in real life. I work in cardiac surgery. So kind of funny to raise these Cornish hens dying of heart failure, which is the one thing I try to avoid in real life. But anyway, they dressed out really nice, and happy to have them gone, though. Happy to have them gone. I'm just going to take a minute and catch up on comments here. Monica, Bland's Promised Land Ranch. So glad you're here. You're taking care of some farm work, cooking at the in-laws. Nice, nice. What are you cooking? Monica, head over to her channel after this. She posted this amazing slaw recipe tonight, you guys. That's going to be perfect for Memorial Day. You're going to want to check that out. You guys have Monica's raised Cornish hens. Yep. Mike, you guys processed yours, Mike, right? I'm pretty sure I watched your video. And Lisa's doing them for the first time, but they just grow so quick and they die. Yeah, that's right. Monica, we only feed them until 5 p.m. and then we let them free range as much as possible. Yes. So I fed mine in the morning, kind of like 7 in the morning. I would give them however many scoops, and then I would give them a mid-afternoon supper, for lack of a better word. And then we had them off feed as well for the whole evening and overnight period. I think that worked out well. Was that working for you? Doing that free range and having them off feed at night? Oh, you guys are chatty tonight. I love it. It's so helpful when you guys talk, because then I have something to talk about too. Yogi, I don't like that they are so finicky and fragile. They're kind of savage, aren't they? I talked about this in another live, but they're so food obsessed that they'll trample each other at no. They're crazy. They're absolutely beastly. Feller Family Farm, didn't lose any Red Rangers, always lose Cornish. Yeah, I've never done the Red Rangers. I would love to, but my thing is I'm selfish and I want my summer off and to be able to go and do things, and I don't want to have to deal with them, quite honestly. So I love that the Cornish is quick like that, but yeah, not the optimal breed for sure. Oh, I'm way behind. Josh, no, their healthiness is related to gaining weight so fast. Yeah. Well. Eric's dad is cooking some burgers and sausages. Oh, Memorial Day barbecues are just the best. That and Labor Day. Well, 4th of July. I guess all barbecue season is good. That sounds amazing, Monica. Yes, Lisa, didn't Monica's video rock? She made me so hungry. Mike only feeds his once per day. Oh, yeah. You and I were talking about this, Mike, feeding. Yeah. And then they can eat grass. Yeah. Yeah. Lots of breeds of chickens to do. So you guys, Lisa at Yogi Hollow Farm got her Cornish hens today, right, Lisa? And already some have died in transport. Really stinks. Josh is going to eat his ducks if they don't stop being so gross. Josh just got some new ducks. How are you finding them? They're growing fast, huh? Aren't they crazy? I think just about everybody in here has had ducks. Angela has definitely done ducks. Kelly Roost and Rescue has ducks. Yogi Hollow has ducks. Monica, everybody I think has ducks in here. Josh has not had an experience with ducklings, you guys. He is doing ducklings for the first time. Oh, I think, is my audio off? Am I synced? Or is that just on my end? Maybe somebody can let me know if my dubbing is off. Anyway, Josh is doing ducklings for the first time, and he was getting all sorts of interesting feedback. It was so funny as an experienced, I don't know if I'd say I'm experienced, but duck owner. On one of his lives, he was getting just the most interesting feedback. And some of us who have had ducks for a long time were having him take that with a grain of salt. So I'm curious to see what you think, Josh. They grow so fast and poop as much as 50 chickens. Yep. Pretty much. Pretty much. Hi, Eric. Eric's with us. Eric is Monica's other half of Bland's Promised Land Ranch. For those of you that aren't familiar with them, go follow them. Super couple. Really interesting stuff. Love you guys. Monica called me one day because her cow was in labor, and she was concerned that perhaps there might be a problem with how she was progressing. So Monica and I got to chat on the phone, which was so fun. And her calf was delivered without incident, and all was well. So Monica and I have gotten to know each other a little bit. It's kind of fun. Kind of fun when you get to know people on here. I mean, not in real life, because obviously that's not the case. But for me, a lot of these people have had the chance to meet up with each other. They had a Missouri Homestead meetup recently. So that's kind of fun. But, I'm getting way behind. I've heard, Monica, that Cornish hens lost at 15% too. I've heard that too. Yeah. Roost and Rescue, I raised zucchini just as pickle. Yes. Lisa, no, Kelly does not eat meat, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that either. It's not for everybody. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I just love how quick they are. Let's see. Ducks, ducks, ducks. Oh, good. Audio check is okay. So, Eric, you like ducks better than chickens. Why is that? I'm curious to see why. They're super adorable. They grow really fast, which is nice for meat too. Thank you for weighing in on my sound. I'm just getting caught up on my comments. Oh, good. I think I've seen all these now. Kelly, do you get squash bugs? My zucchini always get demolished. I didn't get squash. I know you didn't ask me this question, but just thinking about squash. I did squash last year and it did really, really good. But last year, our spring was awfully rainy. And I know a lot of you guys are getting tons of rain now too. And I got powdery mildew so bad that the leaves never recovered. And my squash vegetable was fine. They did well, but my plant looked like a disaster. So there was nothing for bugs to eat. But that rain and that powdery mildew, I just was so frustrated. Ducks are way cuter and way more fun. Ducks are cute. Ducks are cute. Oh, you think ducks taste better than chickens, Josh? Interesting. Ducks are good. Ducks have a good taste for sure. Duck can be a little greasy, Fowler Farm, yeah. Depends how it's prepared and what you pair it with, I think. Free Hanley, good. I was gonna say good morning. I don't know what maybe. Where's Daz when you need him? Daz, it's got to be the morning for Daz. I'm sure Daz is our friend from Australia. For you guys that don't know, good evening, Free Hanley. Nice to have you on. You've never had duck meat? It's good. How'd you guys explain duck meat? It's I've only ever had duck breast, and I would say that it was heartier than chicken is the only way I can explain it. It has like a more earthy flavor. Is it the right term? How would you guys describe duck meat? I'm falling short. Anyways, really good. Really good. Let's see here. Everyone's saying hi. Cook it the same with goose. It's very fatty. You make lard from goose and duck fat. Very interesting, Josh. I've never made my own lard. I think partially because it grosses me out. I don't know why. It's perfectly fine to cook with. They stay away from the house. They're more enjoyable to watch. Eric says about ducks, fun to watch them in the water. Yep, that's fair. I can appreciate that. We, I don't know if you guys saw my video. We got 3 new Appleyard Indian, what are they called? Indian runner? Did I get that right? Crosses? They're so cute and so much fun. I'm having a lot more fun watching them than my Muscovies even. I know a lot of people love Muscovies, but I love these guys. I've found that I'm not a Muscovy person, I've discovered. So I know that goes against popular opinion. Kelly has a Muscovy who she loves to pieces. I have 2 that are a little bit of a pain. So I think perhaps I've hit it wrong with the Muscovies. All right. I've had kind of a tickle in my throat. If I start coughing, I apologize. Alicia, if I had my druthers, I would have passed on the ducks. They are messy and they rape my chickens. Yes, so Honeybee, my pecan, is all over my chickens. He's crazy. Fran, hello. Fran Dixon, you guys, is one of my oldest friends. We went to college together, and I'm going to cough. Excuse me. Fran and I went to college together. I've known her for many, many, many years. She and I lived in North Carolina at the same time for a time. So good to have you on, Fran. Poor Daz. Where is Daz? Come on, Daz. You're missed. He'll watch this back and laugh that we're talking about him. Ooh, I'm way behind. Way behind. Chickens also seem to not care about dying. Yes, isn't that truth? So many good sauces. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cranberry and orange sauce for duck. Yes. Totally agree. Totally agree. Kind of lime, dark chicken meat. Yeah. Dark meat. Tina, we have powdery mildew on our cucumbers. Yes, that powdery mildew will get you every time. 1 part milk. Ooh, I haven't heard this one. 1 part milk to 8 parts water in spray bottle. Huh. I've heard a lot of things. I've never heard milk. I'm going to try that if it comes back this year. So far, so good. I will remember that. You may need to write me that on Instagram so I remember. Yes, Lisa, I would take your khaki Campbells. I would love your khaki Campbells. Muscovies are so fragile. We had 4 and lost 3. Yeah, they do. They kind of seem like fragile birds. You're right. Fran, you need to come. Fran's been trying to come up and visit me. Y'all, the Canadian border is still closed. Still closed. So they're talking about maybe lifting our lockdown soon, but we're still on restrictions and the whole 9 yards up here. But Fran is an amazing cook, and she's going to come up and cook for me on the Canadian border. And I have duck eggs galore for you to cook with, Fran. You have all that you want. Where are we? Oh, I'm so behind on these comments, guys. Ducks are super rapey. Yes, it's so crazy. So I now have 3 roosters, and they're keeping honeybee in check. So I think that problem is getting solved. Yes, Monica, screenshot that milk thing. We're all gonna try Tina's milk fix for powdery mildew. All right, I'm caught up. My husband, bless his heart, Daniel, he has been taking really good care of all my stuff. Is still in the greenhouse because we're still gonna have frost in 2 days, and then it's calling for 80s in the day, 30s for you Canadians, high 20s, and I'm gonna bring all my plants out and plant everything finally. But he's been taking such good care of them, but he does get some water drips on like the cucumbers and stuff like that. So I took them out of there and put them in the garage where it's a little bit drier and no powdery mildew, but I will definitely be watching that milk. I'm going to be using that milk one for sure. Yes, send me a note, Tina, for sure. I love that idea. It's so simple too. Who knew? I heard like the hydrogen peroxide thing and I tried that. Didn't work. I don't know. Ducks are the pit bulls, yeah. Alicia, hubby came home tonight and checked on the new babies in the brooder. You should have heard him when he saw 5 more poults in there. I love it. I love your little turkeys. Oh, you had 5 more poults in there. Did he freak out? That's so funny. I love it. Fran has a greenhouse. Yeah, Fran, you have a nice greenhouse. Cover your raised garden bed so you can protect from the rain. That's nice. Yeah. What's the difference for duck eggs versus chicken eggs for baking? Oh, Lisa, duck eggs are so much richer. They're so much richer. They give all baked goods are just so much and they're not heavy like you would think. They're a heavy egg, like they're a heavy yolked egg and heavy whites, but they beat up so nice and light and really are rich and for your baking. I highly prefer them to chicken eggs for baking. Definitely. Yeah, I agree with Josh. They make the best cakes. The best cakes. Yeah. Have a good night, Free Handley. Have a good night. Thanks so much for coming. Good to see you on here. Yeah, Monica, you bring up a good point. They make cakes rise better. I wonder why that is. I've never been able to figure that out, but they absolutely do. They absolutely do. He handled it well. I'm good. I'm glad, Alicia. That's so funny. He must have been so surprised. Although he knows you, so probably wasn't that surprised, huh? Oh, lots of birds on the homestead. Oh, yeah, we have a beautiful view. We lived in Alaska too for a time. I don't know if you knew that. We did a 6-month work stint in Anchorage and it was beautiful. I loved it up there. Our scenery is very much like Alaska. So we look out. I wonder if I can show you. I probably can. My house is so messy. I'm not going to show you that. So I'm not sure how good you can see, but there's mountains out there. You can see our chicken tractors that we're using, our greenhouse. It's really hard to see. But yeah, it's really nice to be able to come home and know that you're in the forest and away from everybody and just our own piece of paradise. So nice. Where am I at with comments? Franlin learned the hard way with the whole mildew thing. Yep. I think we've all been there. Eric is allergic to chicken eggs but can eat duck eggs. You guys talked about that on a live, didn't you, when you made bacon? How Eric couldn't eat chicken eggs. I forgot about that. How interesting that he can eat the duck and not the chicken. Good thing you found an egg he can eat, eh? Let's see here. Oh, I'm so behind. Fowler Family Farm. So if a recipe calls for 2 eggs, how many duck eggs would you use? I mean, I still use 2. Because I find, I don't know what the feedback is from the group, that 1 egg is not quite enough when it's calling for 2 chicken eggs. I've never yet run into a baking problem, and I do a lot of baking from scratch, where I've run into a problem using 2 duck eggs for 2 chicken eggs. And you would think you would, because the duck eggs are huge compared to the chicken eggs, but I haven't yet run into a problem. Anaphylaxis allergic, really? That's crazy. Duck egg custard. There you go. Creme brulee with duck egg. I feel like that's a video Alicia would make. Alicia, duck egg creme brulee, huh? Should I do it or should you do it? That seems like one of us should do a video on that, I think. Speaking of Alicia, I tried to act. I didn't know what he was speaking of. I tried to say the birds we have were becoming ranny teenagers and they were breeding like rabbits. More poults? I don't know what you're talking about, honey. How could we have more poults? We don't have more poults. Yeah, Eric, touche. Please stay alive. We need you not to eat chicken eggs. Duck eggs equals chemistry. They react better with a baking soda. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Lisa, you should try duck eggs more consistently. Maybe it would help. I'm flying solo tonight. Yeah, okay. So hubby and I work today. The kids are at my friend's for a sleepover with their aunties, not their real aunties. And Daniel's still at work, so just me and empty nest tonight. Kind of crazy. I am way behind. I'm so sorry, you guys. Everybody's talking about the view. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful view up here. Duck egg custard. You do it. I don't have any duck eggs at the moment. You go, all right, I'll do a creme brulee video with my duck eggs. Well, you know what that means, Alicia? You need ducks. That's what that means. You need more birds. All right. Yeah, I'll have to make that video. I'm most excited, though. I was talking about how our last frost is going to be here shortly. My greenhouse is full. I have no more room in it. But I went to check out some stuff that I did plant. So I planted out already my lettuce. I planted out my peas. broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. I'm missing something. Potatoes, which are coming up. The green is popping through the dirt, which is really exciting. And my Walla Walla sweet onions, and then everything else needs to go in the ground. I have to direct sow some stuff. I'm going to direct sow my carrots, my beets, all that good stuff here soon. But going to be a huge garden week next week, which will be great because it'll be warm, like I said, so that should be good. Best duck for a newbie, Fowler Family Farm. I started with pecans. I really love them because they're kind of, well, mine were very docile, very fun birds, really low maintenance, I felt. Now having these Appleyard Indian Runner mixes for a little bit, I think they would be lovely to start on because they're really gentle. They're sweet little birds. They're pretty friendly. They are pretty messy though. I mean, all ducks are messy, but I would definitely say the pecan. I mean, my Muscovies were fine. And that's the only experience I have is with those two particular breeds. I didn't branch out until just now. So I'm probably maybe not the person to ask, but I loved the pecans and I would highly recommend the Appleyard or the Indian Runner for sure. My female lays deep in the orchard. Oh yeah. Yeah. Your birds kind of have free range of the place, don't they? Which is cool. That's cool, but no good for finding eggs. Monica, I feel like we should all meet up with Frances, even though she's your friend. I mean, since she's in the States and she can visit with you. You guys would love Fran. Fran's the best. Fran's one of the best friends you could have. Amazing cook, as I already said, which is why you would like to meet up with her. You should all meet up with Fran. Everybody needs a Fran in their life. Yeah, Kelly agrees. Pecans. They're tough. They're meaty. They taste good. Obviously, because Peking duck is famous for meat. And I found them really easy to raise. Really easy to raise. Are you heading out, Yogi Hollow? Did I miss that? Someone's heading out. Wish you could send me some purple carrots and blue tomatoes. I have some Cherokee purple tomatoes coming this year, or planted this year. I would take anything you have. Appleyard are great. Blue Swedish have a great disposition. I've never had blue Swedish. Somebody else had blue Swedish. Who was that now? Anyhow, yeah, I've heard good things about that breed. Mike, definitely try duck. Definitely try duck. Let me know what you think. If you do, I'd be curious to know what you think. Kelly's the duck person. If you have questions, Kelly, Roost and Rescue, is your duck person. They have pecans, mallards, Muscovy, Indian rubbers, Swedish blue, and mixes. Yeah. Fran has a lot of adult drinks and chocolate and a fire pit and a pit bull. Oh, dear. Yeah, Kelly's going to buy all the pecans so that we don't eat them. Indian runners are so much fun, though. They have an attitude. They are. I mean, from what I've seen, they're lovely. Did someone say adult drinks? Yes, Fran is hooking us up. Purple peppers, Josh. Are they hot pepper? They must be hot peppers or sweet peppers? Hot peppers, they must be, huh? Cool. I don't know anything about purple peppers. Oh, dear. Lilac peppers. Interesting. Tell me more about these lilac peppers. Everyone's up for some adult drinks. Oh, here we go with the coughing. Y'all, maybe it's COVID, huh? Kidding. Obviously. I have both my vaccinations. Not that that matters, but cheers. They're a sweet pepper. Why have I never heard of this? You guys have way cooler stuff down there than we do. I don't even know where I would find a purple pepper. We have a company called West Coast Seeds, which is pretty good. It's a pretty comprehensive seed company. I will have to check them because I would love a purple pepper. Okay, Mike, be right back. See you soon. Come back. Purple pepper. How about purple Cherokee? Yeah, I have purple Cherokee tomatoes, Eric. They're so cool looking. They're yeah, almost like deep violet or something color. Really cool. Really cool. Certainly can't be COVID because you're under lockdown. Well, I work at the hospital, so it's kind of gross in there. But I don't work with COVID patients. I guess I'm actually not allowed to talk about anything online about that. But anyhow, definitely not COVID. Honey and some moonshine. Fran, bring me some honey and some moonshine. Cherokee tomatoes are so good. Such a deep red. But I'm growing the blue bumblebee cherry tomato. I have a bumblebee cherry tomato too, but it's not blue. It's stripy. It's I've never grown it before, but it's supposed to be white and yellow stripes or something. I'm pretty sure it was called that too. COVID vaccinated. Yeah. I get all my funky seeds from Baker Creek Seeds. Oh, is that a big company? Baker Creek Seeds? I may or may not have over a dozen Cherokee plants. My girl. It's hard not to go nuts with tomatoes because there's so many amazing things you can make with them. And I feel like I have run out of room for tomatoes, but I already know that I'm not going to have enough. I have sauce I need to make, like tomato sauce, marinara sauce. I have salsa I need to make. I have hot sauce I need to make to amalgamate with my hot peppers. I have, there's more. I just can't even think of it. Like pico de gallo. I'm blanking on all the things I need tomatoes for. I have these comprehensive lists of all the things that I need to grow and everything that I'm going to make with them, and I won't have enough produce for all of it. I have so many things I want to make. Eric didn't know you had so many, girl. You're in trouble. You're like Alicia with her birds. Eric's finding out about all your tomatoes. You're going to be in trouble. You're never going to be able to attend one of my lives together again. All your secrets are going to be outed. Too funny. The atomic grape tomatoes are purple, blue, and where did that go? Did you continue that phrase, Fran? Anyway, that's cool. Atomic grape tomatoes. I don't have any of those. Major seed company. Okay. Very cool. Oh, because they're heirloom seeds from all over. Oh, cool. That's very cool. I wonder if I can order for them up here. I wonder what ordering from Baker Creek would be like to get. I'm assuming they'd ship to Canada. I don't know. Is it worth it to ship? Maybe they have cool enough stuff. Wild Boar Farms has 1 billion type of tomato seeds. Well, don't tell Monica that. She's already in trouble. I'm going to go hoarse by the end of this live, you guys. You'd think I was a teacher talking all day. Excuse me. Alicia removed the suckers from her tomato plants and have them under grow lights. Oh, all right. I'll tell you a story. I may or may not, don't laugh and don't judge. I may or may not, in my winter depression, have planted tomato seedlings in February this year. And I know. I see all your heads shaking. And I had them under grow light and heating pad and everything, and they grew amazing. Like I had the most beautiful seedlings, but then it's March, and where am I going to put them? They would be 10 feet tall in the greenhouse by the time it was time to get them out of there. So I did an experiment. I wish I had one in here. I'm so far from the greenhouse. I can't even go get one. But here's what I did. So they were about, I can't fit it in the screen. They were very tall. So I cut them down until there was just one set of leaves, and I cut the main stem. And I was like, I have to start over anyway. I might as well not throw them out. Let's see what's going to happen. So I put them in the greenhouse and I took good care of them. And if you guys don't have, I will have to do a video on it. if I don't have the most bushy, full tomatoes now that are gorgeous. So what they did was where the main stem was cut, they didn't grow out of there anymore, but they then made 2 primary stems out of the, like kind of how suckers would form, except they made 2 main stems and just came out with all sorts of they look really good. So my experiment worked and I'm so thrilled. I did that on about, I don't know, like 10 plants or so. And I cut them in different heights and with different layers of leaves, and some worked out and some didn't. And some I just cut off right at the bottom of the stem, and those did nothing. So don't do that. You always need to leave one set of leaves. But I was pretty proud of myself. Did something brand new from my mess up. Oh dear. Kind of funny. It made me laugh. Now I got to catch up on my comments. I get talking and then I miss the comments. Waiting on the last frost to plant is like watching paint dry. Yes, I know. Ugh. Eric's finding out a lot about Monica on this live. You are welcome. Although I think I should be on Monica's side on this, so maybe I should be protecting her. I don't know how that works. Girl code and all, you understand, Eric. Can you talk about processing your meat birds? Yes. Yes, I can, but we didn't process them. So I sent them to a processor this time. We know how to do it. But we sent them to a local processor who I dropped them off at 9 in the morning. And we picked them up at 2:00 and they were bagged and shrink wrapped and weighed and priced and labeled and ready to go. And off I delivered them. I came with a deep freeze in the back of our pickup truck filled with ice, and they all fit in there nicely. And I delivered them all by the end of the day by 5 p.m. And that was that. So, do you have any specific questions about the processing process or anything that goes along with that? I'd be happy to answer it, but we didn't do the processing ourselves this time. Alicia's under frost warning tonight. She's covered everything. Ugh. Yeah. Tomatoes and banana water. I don't do banana, but I do like Epsom salts. I do eggshells. I do fish seaweed extract on there, and they like that pretty good. I'll have to try banana water though. Let's see here. Topping the tomatoes. Yeah. Topping peppers, Josh. Yeah, I haven't done it, but topping peppers, I think you're supposed to top peppers if you want the greatest yield and the bushiest pepper plants. I didn't do it this year, but and it's too late for mine too, but yeah. Fran, we would never do a double live. We would never read the comments. I know I'm so far behind, but I get going on my stories and then I don't. Yeah, you meant sending them to the processor. Yes, okay, I gotcha. Yogi's wondering about processing. So how it works here is, everywhere, obviously, processing dates go quickly. I made my processing date in February, and once I had my processing date, I then ordered my bird. So I actually made my processing date before I even ordered my chicks. So I kind of planned the death before they were even born. Isn't that morbid? Yeah. I shouldn't phrase it like that. That's kind of gross. All right. Talk about sidetrack. My financial retirement guy followed me on Facebook. Awkward. Because we got talking about gardening. God, I should have read that phrase before I made a face. I was going to say that was kind of weird. Monica, tea in the garden. Yes, not to drink. Well, we'll see, huh? Worm tea. Worm tea makes everything grow better. Alicia, I bet you're going to have better peppers than all of us because you topped them. You got to let us know. Oh, and Fran did too. Half she did and half she didn't. Well, we're just gonna have to have a little follow-up live about the topping of the peppers, eh? Yeah, I know where you live, Lisa, but I don't know in regards to like what you have for processing there. We have a huge farming community here, huge. Like all the towns around are farming communities. And so there's quite a few processors locally here. So even so, I had to drive an hour to go to this processor. So local-ish. But yeah. Worm poop tea. Yep. Josh planted hundreds of peppers, so even if they do poorly, you're still going to have more peppers than all of us combined. Try to process yourself. Yeah. We have processed birds. When did we process birds? 2 years ago. But not as a meat bird operation. We did like a few. And it was fine. I just didn't want to have to do 50 and take the whole day and working and the kids. And not that we work every day, we don't, but we're very lucky not to have a 9 to 5. Daniel works a couple days a week at the hospital, maybe, and I work 4 on, 4 off. So we're home a lot, but I just don't want the hassle, to be honest with you. But we probably should do it once just to, and it actually wasn't that expensive to have them processed either, which was kind of nice just to have it done for a minimal price. But you're right. We should probably do a batch ourselves, a full batch. Alicia sings to them too. That's funny. Lisa, we process chickens and probably do pig ourselves because, like, see, yeah, that's too bad that you don't have the option. You know, it's one thing if you want to do it yourselves, but if you're feeling like you wanted to send them to processing, Lisa, but now you have to do it yourself, that's a little frustrating. Monica's done it all. Pigs, cows, rabbits, poultry. It's so interesting. Yeah, if you have the means to do it, it's definitely a good thing to do. The other thing about us is I know that some of you guys are in the same boat too. We have a ton of predators: bear, cougar, wolf, coyote. And for us to do a lot of bloody work, because we don't have like a appropriate in like, well, I guess, I mean, we could do it in the house, not butchering in the house, but I could do I don't know, just having all that blood and stuff around freaks me out. Oh yeah, Josh, you're doing the Three Sisters mounds with peppers and tomatoes and what instead of corn? I remember you telling us about that. That'll be good. We process ourselves, but selling you have to use the USDA. Yeah. We could do it ourselves, and we could have the government inspector come up to the house. So it could still be government inspected. That wouldn't be a problem. Yeah. And we do sell ours, so. But we're going to do a fall batch, and we may do some of that ourselves because we'll keep it for us, the meat for us. So, but we'll be doing another fall batch to sell too. So kind of just easier to get them processed. Everything is under the table here in the backcountry. Josh, the sneaky homesteader. Yeah, it would be like attracting sharks, seriously. When my cows give birth, I don't even want like the placenta sitting on the ground for a hot second. I just like want to clean it all up. Because we have a ton of predators. I said to Daniel the night before we got our meat birds processed, so 2 nights ago, I said, wouldn't it be devastating if we came out and they all had gone, this is so morbid. Why am I talking so morbid tonight? I said, wouldn't it be awful if we came out and they were all gone? Wouldn't that be awful? It was my fear the whole time because they were outside in chicken tractors. Like, really, if something wants to get in there, they could, you know. Oh, it freaks me out. Eggplant instead of corn. Okay, tomatoes, peppers, and eggplant. The new Three Sisters. I think that'll be good. I think those new sisters are going to be great for you. I think that'll be good. And bush beans instead of climbing beans. Okay. That'll be great. All of that's going to do really well, I bet. We are selling eggs under the table because of what is required. What's required to sell your eggs that you have to sell them under the table, Lisa? That's kind of crazy. You companion planted tomatoes, strawberry, and basil together, Fran. Oh, yeah. Yep. I just traded butcher's rabbits for moonshine. You did, didn't you? You're not even kidding. I love it. Where's my butchered rabbits and moonshine, Josh? When are you coming up to visit and bringing me some rabbits and some moonshine? I need both. Oh dear. We just bought alcohol at the store. Well, it is a Memorial Day. Oh, you're good, Kelly. I know you have a lot going on. Kelly's had a big day. Kelly has had a lot of activity at her house today. I love you, girl. You're such a rock star for still being here with me. Such a good friend. Oh, you've had a rotten day. She's had a rotten day. I'll just leave it at that. Fran, I trade herbs and lettuces for fresh chicken eggs. Oh, that's good. I am going to trade a chicken with one of my friends for some elk meat, elk jerky that they have. Oh, to die for. He goes out and does a hunt every elk season and comes back with the best jerky and sausages, elk sausages. Oh, man. It's so nice to be able to have a venue that you can trade and barter, don't you find? How many of you guys trade or barter as part of your homestead? It's just so great to be able to offer things to people. I've been doing that with like my jams and jellies too. So great. Lisa, egg licensing, LLC, and sales tax. Really, to sell eggs, you have to do that even? Mont's Family Homestead, welcome. How are you guys? Doing thing under the table is almost a have to, sadly. Yeah. You know, I understand food safety and, making sure that everything is healthy and safe for people to consume. But the rules, it's gotten to the point where it's really quite crazy and sad. I wish that we could make things simpler and still be safe. I don't know, maybe it's beyond that now. But it just seems like we've complicated things so much with all these rules and regulations. So frustrating. Here in Missouri, I ain't running booze over the border. This ain't prohibition. Yes, touche. Which will help this Sunday for dinner. Key lime pie. Ooh, buttermilk chicken, buttermilk biscuits. I'm telling you, we all need to go to Fran's house for dinner this weekend. We all need to go to Fran's house. Elk Meatloaf. I've never had elk meatloaf. That sounds good. Lots of people barter. Yeah, why not, right? We all have things that we make or cook or hunt or grow that then we don't have to pay, right? It's so much easier. What if you do not charge for your eggs? Yeah. There's ways. I trade all the time. All my hay last year was traded for rabbits. Nice. Perfect. Yeah, I agree with you, Mons. Like, we're not like out to poison people. Like, what do they think we do? It's crazy. Alicia, I don't necessarily charge for eggs, but barter or accept donations for feed. Oh, that's a smart way to do it. So you give them something that will ultimately keep you sustainable. That's great. That's perfect. That's smart. That's really smart. Mont's Family Homestead. You have a video going live in the morning? Okay. Congratulations. Everybody watch that live from Mont's Family Homestead tomorrow. Big Amish community here too, so I barter with them all the time. Yeah, we have zero Amish community here. We do, but in the central part of Canada. So we're on the west coast, and there isn't a lot where I'm located. There is as you go further east and into the central part of Canada, but no community like that here. I would love to be involved in a community like that because I think that they have some really good stuff. I would love to take advantage of that and be a part of that for sure. Fran's gonna have us all over. Eric, Josh is in Josh, you're in Missouri, right? I'm pretty sure. Amish cheese and furniture. Amish furniture, yes. I think what is that noise? Oh, I think it's my dog snoring. I thought there was like something outside. It freaked me out. Sounds like an owl. It's my dog. Oh, I had a heart attack. What was I saying? Oh, Amish furniture. I think our dining room table, my grandmother bought it in Saskatchewan, which is where the Amish community is in Canada. I'm pretty sure our table's an Amish table, our dining room table. Bartering is a great way to get around the little details the government sets up. Yep. Isn't that the truth? Central Missouri. We had an Amish community at one time, loved buying from them, but they have almost closed up shop for some reason. I wonder why. And they're still obviously local in your community, I would imagine. Like the Amish community hasn't gone anywhere. They've just closed up shop. How strange. I wonder what happened. Huh. Because it wasn't a lack of demand. I'm sure that they were selling out of everything. Josh is 5 hours from Kelly. Yeah. We all are living in totally different regions, huh? Yeah, Alicia, I've heard you talk about Amish butter. So what is Amish butter? Like when you mentioned it, I always just assumed it was butter that they sold. But is there anything special that they do for it, or is it just that they make really amazing butter? All right. Yeah, you guys are laughing at my dog. I know. Ugh. She's beautiful and smart. Oh, Monica. He's buttering you up on my live. He loves you a lot. He's not mad at you anymore for hiding all your secrets, girl. Okay, Blands, Francis. My father-in-law breaks and trains teams of horses for the Amish. Cool. He used to do New Belgiums. Those draft horses were so pretty. I never knew that. That's super cool. That's a cool story. Or tidbit of information. Very cool. Erin needs to move to Missouri, so I have a coffee buddy. Kelly and I are coffee girls, coffee friends, sisters. Grass-fed and great butter. All right, so you know that I got little Mocha, my Jersey lowline heifer calf this year. Well, I guess she's not a calf anymore. She'll be a year old in August. But oh, I know he's listening to me, Monica. I know. I'm sure you are in the same house. I love it. Anyway, sidetracked. She's very tiny, Mocha, so we won't be breeding her this year, too young, but next year we'll breed her. And then I'm going to make my own butter. I do have honey who would definitely give me milk. The way my schedule and priorities and timing was this year, I've chosen not to milk honey. But I definitely could have had that opportunity. She would have stood nicely for me. She had plenty of milk. But I'm just kind of holding myself out for Mocha, and I'll make the time and kind of make it a thing. But I'm going to have my own milk and butter and cream and all that stuff. I'm so excited. Oh, yes, Alicia, Fran just made a ghee video. I guarantee you Fran's made ghee. I bet you. Coffee rules. Monica, Lewis and I are both watching Aaron too. Is Lewis on here? He hasn't commented. Hi, Lewis. I'm going to cough again. What is going on? I know I'm not getting sick. I'm getting interstitial lung disease from wearing these masks all day. I tell you what, at the hospital. They gotta be filled with particulates, I swear. Sheep butter is supposed to be delicious. Oh, and I'm gonna have sheep too. Josh, you and I can make sheep butter together. Oh, I'm getting behind. I talk about mocha, and I'm getting behind again. Diesel is snoring, yeah. Kelly, you do need sheep. You do need sheep. James is back. Hey, James. Yeah, Lewis, speak up. Get in the chat. We got to hear from you. A couple of our friends are Indian, and I love walking to their house because it smells like chai and homemade chai and ghee. Oh, Indian food is my weakness. I could go for some Indian right now. Yum, Indian food. It's the Rona. I know, you missed the part where I said I definitely have COVID. I'm going to cough again. How do I mute myself on here? Oh, maybe it's passing. Dry spring weather. Yeah, I really do feel that the masks are giving me problems because I was working all day today. You have to wear it. It's like these medical grade masks, right? But they have little tiny like cotton fibers that flick up, and it makes me cough every single time. And then when I'm on days off, I don't cough once. It's really bad. It can't be healthy. Can't be healthy. Oh, Lisa's moving the teenager chickens to the big girl coop tonight. She called them the peanut gallery, her big chickens. Mercy mild. People are going to watch this back and think, what is wrong with that girl? She's so unhealthy. Oh, Fran says, oh, do you remember when you inhaled the Olive Garden dressing? I went to Olive Garden with my cousin Elise when we lived in Nebraska. I was going to college at the time, and we went to Olive Garden, and we were the best of buddies, and we were giggling and laughing like two little 12-year-old girls, and I inhaled a ton of Olive Garden salad dressing, and I got legit pneumonia. True story. I got actual diagnosed on chest x-ray pneumonia. I was sick. It was like fire in my lungs. It was awful. Yeah. I've had pneumonia quite a few times. I don't have healthy lungs. It's really not good. I was told by a first grader the other day, it's the Texas cottonwood. Cottonwood is horrible for allergies. Yeah. I'm putting a face covering on here. Eric, you shush. You shush. He doesn't want to get my illness. Oh, dear. There's Lewis. He's spoken up. Lisa's got to run. Finally dark. Gonna get the girls over. Have a good night. Good luck getting those teenagers settled. They'll do fine. They'll have a good night. Thank you so much for coming on. Lisa's my girl. Lisa's good people. Good people. Everyone says bye to Lisa. Bye. Que onda vato? What does that mean? Que onda vato? So Lewis, I don't think you know this, Daniel, my husband, is Mexican. His first language is Spanish. So that's kind of a cool fact. I don't know if you knew. Aaron's good people. Thank you, Lisa. You're sweet. Right back at you, girl. Good people. I know, my x-rays were horrible. You could see where it trickled down and settled into my lung. It was so bad. Oh, man. We have Cottonwood here. I make Cottonwood Bomb every year, which, by the way, if you need something for your disgusting winter skin, Cottonwood Bomb is where it's at. They call it Balm of Gilead, too. You pick the buds when they have the resin before they open up, and infuse them in oil, and it smells so good too, but it's really good for your skin. But when they open up, they are really bad for allergies. You guys are right. They're the worst. They're absolutely worst. Your x-rays look like a smashed up puzzle That's not funny. I suppose that you have many stories to tell, Josh. I'm sure that you have many medical stories to tell. You should have seen me with Louis, James, and Cha-Cha, little old white women with 3 Spanish speakers. It was little white woman with 3 Spanish speakers. Oh, girl, I would have been right with you. And Daniel would have been in Spanish too. I know. I live it all the time myself. I go to my in-laws and I'm like, I can understand some of it. And my mother-in-law thinks I understand all of it. So I'll be like, oh, what were you saying about, I don't know, Georgie's loose tooth? And she'll look at me and she'll be like, Mija, you know. And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, Mija, you know. And I'm like, I don't know. Oh dear. So funny. Mons is heading out. Thank you for saying hi. So glad you were here. I will watch for your video tomorrow, for sure. Have a good night. It's getting late out there in YouTube land. So glad you stopped by. Thank you so much. Yeah. Monica, you would have read a post on it. I didn't make a video of it. I will be, because I did chronicle it this year of us getting the cottonwood buds, but they're infusing in oil now, and I'll be doing it probably in the winter. I let them infuse for many, many months. So I will do a video on it, but the process is the same as my dandelion salve, if you watch that one, just with cottonwood buds. So it's really easy. It's not complicated at all. My Spanish is interesting, Kelly says. I can't speak it at all. I can read it a little bit because I can read French decently. Gato, is that cake? That's cake in French. I don't know. Is that cake in Spanish? I'm going to call you Mia from now on. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. That's funny. You'll say, I'll ask you, Kelly, what do you mean? You'll say, Mia, you know. You know. Yeah, it was definitely a post. It was an Instagram post I did. I posted a picture of our cottonwood tree in the like late winter, early spring against a blue sky, and then I talked about the Cottonwood Bomb. Yeah. I have to get Monica ready for bed. Good night. Good night, you guys. Have a really good night. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Love all your support too, so it goes both ways. My Spanish is a little bit different than the Mexican culture. Okay, how do you mean? I don't know nothing about Spanish. I try so hard. And then my mother-in-law will speak to my children only in Spanish, and then I really am out of the loop. But I love that the culture is continued, and I try my best, very poorly, to cook Mexican like enchiladas and like from scratch, right? Like with actual corn tortilla from scratch, tomatillo sauce. I have tomatillos in the greenhouse right now. We'll make everything from scratch. So I try, but I'm not succeeding at the language. Yes, I will post the Cottonwood video for you, definitely. Oh, Lewis is Puerto Rican. Yep. Okay. So a little bit different for sure. Yep. Yep. Gotcha. Good night, Monica. Have a good sleep. Kelly can make some killer Spanish rice. I know. We can cook it. We just can't speak it. So I don't know anything about Puerto Rican Spanish, or really Puerto Rico, the country even. I don't really know too much. I haven't think I've ever met or known anyone from Puerto Rico. That's interesting. Here we go again. Watch, tomorrow I'll be woken up dead from pneumonia, and I'm gonna blame you guys. Oh yes, she can. Some killer Spanish rice. I can't make Spanish rice. Well, I don't think I've actually tried, but you know who makes really good Spanish rice is my mother, who is the whitest, most Caucasian female. In fact, she's Russian. She makes the best Spanish rice ever, which is so funny. I don't think I've ever had my mother-in-law's Spanish rice. Oh, yes, I have. Yes, I have. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, it's hard to beat hers too. But for a Caucasian non-Spanish person, my mom does pretty good. I am terrible at languages. They tried to teach me Arabic for 2 years, and I only ever learned 6 words. Good for you for trying, though. I would imagine Arabic is hard. Although, did somebody tell me, I'm trying to think of who this was. I have one of our cardiac surgeons speaks Arabic, and he was talking about somebody that he trained with. He was in the Iranian military, and he taught somebody Arabic, and they found it to be pretty easy. Not me. I would think it was a very difficult language. That's cool that you tried, though. 6 words is more than I know. Well, you know my husband and 10 mini Lewises. It's an island south of Florida. We mainly stay on the East Coast if we can. Yeah, I'm familiar with where it is. I just don't know anything about the culture or anything like that. I'm going to teach you next time you FaceTime me. Okay, I want to learn how you make your Spanish rice for sure. Are they bad words? Oh, probably. Josh definitely probably learned some bad Arabic words. Didn't try too hard. It was in the military. Yeah, well, and I suppose it's different, Josh. Correct me if I'm wrong. If somebody's like forcing you to learn a language versus you being interested and wanting to and being passionate about it yourself, I would imagine, right? 3 of them are in fact obscene. Well, in a private Instagram chat, you will need to teach us these words. They may come in handy one day. Oh, so can you speak a little, Lewis? That's cool. Back from turkey wrangling. Everybody is locked up safe and sound for the night. So, and what about Monica? Human Monica has gone to bed for the night, but turkey Monica, is she still doing her thing on rooftops, or did she make it in for the night tonight? I knew it. Alicia, you missed that Josh tried to learn some Arabic words, 3 of which are obscene words, is where you left off. It's been a while, but just a little. Well, that's pretty good. I was at one point decent in French. I wouldn't say fluent, and I wouldn't say good at it, but I could get by. My husband and I went to France for a trip, and I did okay. But even that was over a decade ago, and I haven't spoken it basically ever again. I can read it okay, and that's about it. And English. How very unadventurous. Oh, Monica's been putting herself to bed in the coop. Well, how very fancy, Monica, since she gave up on her nest, yeah. Oh, I know me some Arabic slang for some smack talk. Everybody knows some Arabic. Are any of us actually surprised that 3 of his 6 Arabic words are naughty? No, we are not surprised. Do you also love how this is now transitioned from homesteading to Arabic naughty words? And I'd just like to point out that Daz has not shown up. Maybe he's sleeping, although I think it's daytime. Let's look what time it is in Australia. I don't know what any part of Australia Daz is from. Daz, if you watch this back, I'm just going to say Sydney, which is so obnoxiously cliche. 1:10 p.m. So it is daytime. Oh, you think she's depressed? Poor Monica. Look, if a Marine is going to learn a new language, he's, of course, going to learn how to swear. Of course. Of course. I am fluent in sarcasm. Yes, Alicia, yes. My girl. Oh, dear. One of Josh's last lives went from chicken and rabbits to shrooms. Oh, man. We're a funny group, aren't we? We really are. Country mama, so is Kelly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think everybody in this live right now can appreciate a little sarcasm. I did a midnight live just for Daz and he was sleeping. Oh, no. How disappointing. Well, he was on whose live was he on last? That it was like 1 a.m. He was on 2 different lives that were in the middle of the night. Anyway, too funny. Well, I bet he is going to watch this back, I guarantee you, and he's going to have a good chuckle. And we're going to see lots of comments from Daz tomorrow morning. And then he'll say something like, oh, I was doing productive things like planting my passion fruit plant. Did you guys see his video? He's been planting passion fruit in pots. And I'm so jealous because I love passion fruit. Now who's making noise? The cat is climbing up the door now. Never-ending noise in this house, but it's freaky because I'm here by myself. Out in the middle of nowhere. You never know what I might hear up here. Josh just texted me, I think I'm going to go live for Daz, and he stayed on that live till 2:30 a.m. and no Daz. Ugh. Well, I guess we know when to do our lives for Daz, not at 8 o'clock at night or at 2:30 a.m. Apparently, we need to do them at like 8 a.m, you know? Jeepers. Henry! He's going to wreck my door. He's like climbing up the door. I might have to go get him. If I do, I'll bring him here. Daz is not planting pot, James. Oh dear, so funny. I love passion fruit. I know. Passion fruit is delicious. True story. While getting a petty, an older man was in the chair. And I said something sarcastic that went over his head, and I apologized, saying I can't help myself because God blessed me with an extra dose of sorry. Okay, first of all, I have so many questions about this story. Why was an older man getting a pedicure? I mean, you do you. No judgment. But that's kind of funny in and of itself. Interesting. So funny. Must be a moose. Oh, yeah, we have moose here, no doubt. Pretty soon a wolf's going to come through my door. I'm telling you what. I'm going to have to go get that cat. He's going to wreck my door. Silly, silly animals. He seemed really uncomfortable and then warmed up to me a bit. He thought I said, God bless me, with an extra dose of orgasm. That's funny. And he's like, oh, okay, if you say so. Oh my goodness, that's a funny story. So, I'm sorry, James. You, on my last live, had the dad jokes, if you recall. Dad joke 536. We should go back and look at what they were. I got you with the dad jokes. Oh, I bet it was uncomfortable. But you wouldn't have known that that's what he thought you said. So what happened? Like, was he just looking at you really weird and you're like, what? Oh my goodness. Did you really? Are you being sarcastic? Josh, are you being true? Got pedicures in the Marines. I mean, nothing wrong with a pedicure. I'm kind of, I don't know, this is too much information. I don't know at what point, but this is really too much information. I started putting lotion on my feet every night since I was like a teenager. I don't know. I have no feet problem. Like, you know how they get that thing to scrub your calluses out? I have no calluses at all on my feet. So when they take the scrubber out, I'm like, ha, ooh, ooh, ha, because it tickles and it hurts because I have nothing for them to scrub off. And yeah, you did not need to know that. A good man takes care of his feet, yeah. Folks with no sense of humor are the reason I get anxiety in public. Yeah, it's hard. He thought he had a chance. Oh, how mistaken he was. For real, I've got calluses on my feet you couldn't drive a nail through. Well, you should have been lotioning your feet since you were like 14 years old. I don't know what you've been doing this whole time. Oh, man. Yeah, well, I wish I had calluses on my feet because I walk to, I don't know, change the sprinkler or something. I'm in my little skinny flip-flops and I step on like a big rock and I just go about through the roof. My feet are so sensitive. So it's a catch-22, you know. Yeah. I can't remember the last time I've gone for a pedicure though because they had everything closed with COVID. And I think nail salons might be open or reopening. Yeah, not sure. Then people look at you like you're nuts. You know, the thing about you though, Kelly, is people gravitate toward people that are fun and expressive and you know, the people that look at people like they're weird actually secretly always kind of find them amusing, you know what I mean? Like even us, like think about the people who you think are weird when you see them in public, but secretly you're kind of like, yeah, that is actually funny. How many coughs is that? 25. Your feet are rough and you're always barefoot. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could go barefoot more, but my feet are so sensitive. I was marching through a desert till my socks rotted off. No time for, yeah, no, I know. I know. Thank you for your service. That's stuff that we can't even begin to comprehend or imagine. So that is definitely appreciated, your service for sure. 100%. I haven't had a pedi in years since moving to the farm. Yeah, I rarely have them. Maybe I had one in the last like few years. I don't know. I like them, but I also can't kind of justify spending the money for it too because I'm such a simple person and I'm so frugal. Josh just handles it himself. Takes a knife, files them down himself. You were barefoot at the meetup? That place was muddy and swampy. You're going to catch like syphilis there. Not syphilis. We have a whole other problem if that's the case. Ooh, and I'm a medical professional. You'd think I'd know my diseases. Oh dear. We should have made Aaron's coughing a drinking game. Somebody would have been drunk by now. Somebody would be passed out on their living room floor right now. Oh dear. I won't pay for a pedi. I'll buy the stuff to do at home. Yeah. I have some stuff. I'm too lazy to do it. So then I'm just out of luck altogether. Oh man. Shots and popcorn. Yeah. I hope nothing went off on that meetup. I don't even know where that came from. Oh man. You could get Legionnaire's disease from standing water. That would be more, why didn't I say Legionnaire's disease? Nope. First thing that comes out of my mouth is something unsavory. I don't know. No good at all. Oh dear. You know you've had a long day when like completely random stuff exits your mouth. I took my flip-flops off in the building out front, not in that swampy mess. Yeah, but I mean, still people walking around, and I don't know, that's a nasty place to go barefoot. Yogi, you're back. We're still here. This has been a fun live. Has this been a fun live? An hour and 20 minutes we've been on here. This has been a blast. Thank you, guys. I didn't know if anyone was going to be around with the holiday weekend, but this has been fun. Well, let us know how the teenagers do tomorrow morning when you wake up. Let us all know. Yeah, it's a long day. What happens in Canadian lives stays in Canada. Yeah, pretty much. I just watched a documentary on the origin of Legionnaire's disease. It's a fascinating disease. I'll never forget one of the first patients I ever treated in intensive care unit. She was a middle / elderly lady who got really, really sick, and the husband couldn't figure out what was going on with her. And she kept on getting sicker and sicker and sicker, both in general, but from a respiratory status too. And she ended up getting intubated. She was on a ventilator, and we couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. Her cultures were coming back negative at first, but we got to the point where we couldn't oxygenate her. And anyway, long story short, she had Legionnaire's disease. She died, which was very sad. But she was one of the sickest patients I had early on in my career, and that was Legionnaire's disease. It was really crazy. What ended up happening was they were on a cruise ship, and later it came out that a handful of people from that ship had gotten sick, not as sick as she had gotten, but they had a Legionnaire's outbreak in one of the coolers of like their air conditioning system or something, the water from the air conditioning or the vent system or I don't know what on this cruise ship. So they had gone on this lovely vacation, and 2 weeks later, she was dead of Legionnaire's disease. So sad. On that note, Sherman is oinking his head off. Sherman, my boy. You didn't even know it was a holiday weekend till Lewis told you. Well, happy to be part of your Memorial Day weekend. I'm actually home on a Friday because the daughter graduates tomorrow. Does she, James? So cool. Congratulations to her. That's a huge day. She graduates on Memorial Day weekend, eh? That's kind of special. I'm sure a lot of people will be able to travel to attend graduation, maybe. That's good. North Carolina had a Legionnaire's outbreak from a hot tub exposition at the Western States Fair. Legionnaire's is disgusting. It's a horrible, horrible bacteria. Horrible. Everyone's glad they can stay home. I also didn't know it was Wednesday during my Wednesday live. I don't ever know what day it is either because of my schedule. Like every day is the same. So to me, a Sunday is like a Tuesday is like a Friday. I don't know the difference. Yeah, it's really hard to keep track of the days when you don't have some sort of structure or routine that would indicate what the days are, isn't it? Oh, she's ready to walk. Proud Papa. That's so exciting. She must be so thrilled. So what is next for her? What's next on her docket? Is she gonna keep doing some more schooling? Is she working now? What's her next step? Graduation. What a day, huh? Culmination of all the things that you've done for so long. So many years or so many months or whatever your program is. So cool. Now that it's summer, I have no idea what day it is. Yeah. Kids are still in school here for another month. We start after Labor Day in the fall. We don't start in August. And then we go till the end of June because our nice months up here are July and August. And I guess they allow us to enjoy August. It was like that when I went to school too. The first time I became acquainted with either year-round school or school that started in August was when I went to the States. I found it very interesting, but it sure was nice to be done in May, I tell you what. Out of my house is the next step. Yeah, touche. She hasn't figured out what she wants to do yet. Very cool. What a big thing. So fun. Congratulations to you all. That's such a big accomplishment. My phone is dumb. I knew what you meant. I was trying to read it and I was like, what is that? What does that mean? Sounds typical James. Josh is blaming his phone again for his spelling mistakes. I'm just kidding. My phone is ridiculous too. I finally got a new one and I'm happy with it. But my old phone would autocorrect the most random, silly things and would turn it into something I didn't even remotely type or say. I was so frustrated with it. So at least it's getting better. Make her a farmer, James. She can do an unpaid internship here at my place. That'd probably be a good experience, Josh. You have a lot going on. Oh, Yogi, you do? Lisa, you do Labor Day to June 2 in New York City? Huh. I wonder when they changed it or why they changed it or if they just do it in regions or what now. Love my iPhone 13. 12. Yeah, I think mine's a 12 too. Yeah, James, she can come up here too. We'll teach her all the Canadian culture, poutine, pop, ketchup chips. What else? Moose meat, Nanaimo bars, hockey, maple syrup. What else is Canadian? I got nothing. She can learn it all. So I'm just looking down. It's so nice to have these meat birds gone. Isn't that funny? It's very interesting because I didn't actually think that meat birds were all that much work, and they're not. But to feed and water them and like fill their water twice a day and stuff, it actually takes a decent look of time. So I'm very glad that they're gone. Teach her how to be a lumberjack. There you go. It's regional. North Carolina would do August to May. Yeah, no, I know all about North Carolina. My kids went to school there. I didn't mind that. But ketchup chips. You think ketchup chips are gross? I don't know if we can be friends. I love ketchup chips. They're my favorite. And avoid moose. Who likes ketchup anyway? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Ketchup. That's the other thing I have to make with my tomatoes. Ketchup. They're temporarily here, the meat birds. Yep. I like that they're so quick. I mean, I know Cornish crosses are not the whatever. We've flogged that horse, but it's nice that they're done so quick. Ketchup is a meal here. Yes! Another thing we agree on, Kelly. Ketchup and coffee. Do we need anything more? I think not. I think not. And Lisa agrees. We have trumped you, James. Ketchup is a staple. Oh, the bar face even, you guys. Do you see this? The bar face. Oh, man. Yes, homemade ketchup. We have a restaurant here. It's called Bin 4 Burger Lounge. And they make the best homemade ketchup to the point now that I'm going to make some this year. Oh, yeah. So has anybody made homemade ketchup? Because I need a recipe. I've never made it. Ketchup and coffee works and bacon. Yeah. Not ketchup flavored coffee. Okay, how do you make it? Vinegar, tomatoes, what? Maybe apple cider vinegar and tomatoes? What? Like, I gotta know. Anyway, they just have the most divine homemade ketchup that I love fake processed ketchup too, but I don't think I could go back from this ketchup. I have not yet found a homemade ketchup recipe I like. Yeah. I don't know that I've had all that much or any homemade ketchup before this bin for. I wish I could send you some, Josh. It's so good. I don't think you would hate it. I think that you would feel that you had your first homemade ketchup that you liked. I wish I could send you a sample somehow. Okay. I look forward to it. I mean, obviously I don't need it like this second because I don't have tomatoes, but I would like to know. The most interesting ketchup you had was in Jamaica. Ooh. Tell me more. What was it like? Was it spicy? Was it like fruity, like tropical fruity? If anybody has a good ketchup recipe. So I imagine it would be like brown sugar, apple cider vinegar, tomatoes, salt. What? Am I right? Mustard. I do like mustard. Real tomato ketchup, Eddie, only the best, Clark. Oh. Yeah, Josh, you have a lot of mustard. I never bought mustard plants. And I haven't seen any mustard seeds, so I guess my ship has sailed. Ever since you did that live where you were showing us your mustard plants, I wanted it so bad, and I've been looking and I can't find anywhere that offers it. I'm so disappointed because I wanted to make mustard with you. So disappointed. Mustard on everything. Okay, so question, James. If you have like eggs and potatoes and steak or bacon or whatever it is you have in the morning, let's say, do you put mustard on it? You obviously don't put ketchup on it. You probably put like hot sauce on it or barbecue sauce on it or something if you're like my husband. What all do you put mustard on? Dare I ask? Dare I ask? Josh, you shush. Slice and eat. I need ketchup details. Make it rain mustard. I don't know how to explain the Jamaican ketchup. It wasn't as sweet. Maybe some jerk spice. I bet it was good. My ketchup is tomato sauce, paste, white vinegar, white sugar, salt, and garlic powder. Okay. So I kind of got it right. Not quite. Lisa's going again. Bye. Have a really good night, girl. Let us know how your teenagers do in the morning. Have a good sleep. Mustard on eggs is great. Oh, no sauce, just paste. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Mustard on eggs. I don't know. Steak, I'd go with a dark, strong mustard, almost like a horseradish. Yeah, that's fine. I can appreciate that. That would be good. I'll put it all together in a... What is a be tough as Sammy? Be tough as Sammy. What is that? Why am I not understanding that? Bye, Lisa. Bye, girl. What do you put it in, James? And top it off with mustard. Well, I'm sure it's good, whatever you're talking about. I'm sure it's good. Well, it's not getting dark yet, but it's starting to. So I am going to do my evening farm chores. I got to feed the cows. I got to put the chickens and ducks away and do some stuff. But it has been a pleasure to talk to you guys. An hour and 34 minutes we made it. And quite a few people were in here. Oh, who's drinking? Who's drinking? Who won the drinking game? Oh my goodness. And the cat is climbing my door. I gotta get that cat down there too. Breakfast, Sammy. Ugh, I should have figured that out. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you guys and your support. And you guys are like the best YouTube friends a girl could ask for. I really have appreciated getting to know all of you, like I think we have a really good crew. And for those of you who are watching after, thank you so much for watching after. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit that like button on your way out, guys, if you haven't already. And thank you so much. And have a good weekend. Stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye. Turn this off. How do I turn this off? Good night.